Welcome again. Before we begin, a few housekeeping items. Only the panelists are displayed and heard, but we do want to hear from you. So please ask your questions via the Q&A button on your Zoom panel, not in the chat, or else we won't see them. And we will address all of your questions at the end of the presentation. But please feel free to enter your questions in the Q&A portion as we move along. And yes, we will share both a recording of this session as well as a slide deck to all registrants later this afternoon. All right. Who is Intellect? We are a no-code compliance, quality management, and environmental health and safety software company, helping you maintain and achieve ISO, FDA, GXP, OSHA compliance, and more. If you would like to learn more about us, you can visit us online at intellect.com, and you can also follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. I am excited to announce our speaker today, Intellect's Chief Product Officer, Sean Wetherell. Sean's background includes software development for Fortune 500 companies in various industries, including healthcare, education, financial services, and regulatory technology. He is instrumental in driving innovation forward here at Intellect, including Intellect AI, which we are about to see. And my name is Raquel Cloyd. I manage business development here at Intellect. If after today's demo, you want to see more about Intellect AI and how you can use it across all of our 30+ applications, I'll provide information on how you can schedule your own personal demo with Intellect towards the end of the presentation. All right, Sean, I'm handing it off to you.
All right, thank you, Raquel. And apologies, my child decided to sneeze into my eyeball over this weekend, and so I'm fighting a cold, so I'm going to do my best. But that we are going to have some fun today. We're going to talk a little bit more about Intellect, just a little bit more of an overview there. We're going to hop into Artificial Intelligence 101. Again, we can all roll our eyes. We've probably been hearing a ton about AI over the last 9-10 months, but maybe there's one person here that hasn't heard it. So let's just take an opportunity here to level set exactly what we're going to talk about today. And then we're going to talk about Intellect AI, hop into a demo, and wrap up with the roadmap, because what you see today is just the beginning, okay? And with any remaining time, we will have Q&A. Again, use that question and answer function here, or that question function here, and we'll make sure to answer it at the end. And if we run out of time, we will make sure that we follow up offline. All right. So a little bit more about Intellect, right? We are a quality management solution that helps you meet the requirements of FDA, OSHA, EPA, ISO, and many more. And we have 30+ built applications right out of the box, ready to go, pre-validated, ready to help elevate your quality management program. And the best part about it is built on our no-code drag and drop quality system. So you want to make enhancements, you can do it yourself without any coding experience. You want to build an all new application? No problem. You can do that as well. All right, that's a little bit about Intellect. Let's hop into Artificial Intelligence 101. Now, as you can imagine, there's a lot of knowledge out there, and there's so much more than one slide can provide, but I did my best to summarize it as simply as possible. So there's 3 types, right? You've got narrow AI, you've got general AI, and then you've got super AI, okay? So what do each of these mean? Well, narrow AI is focused. It's really good at doing, 1 or 2 things, okay? So think about self-driving cars, Siri, Alexa, all those. Then general AI is more on par with humans. They're taking more activities that we do as humans to that next level. And then super AI is surpassing humans. Now, if we kind of break this down even further, let's talk about that. Narrow AI is awesome because it enhances our jobs, right? It augments some of the tasks that were mundane before, makes it easier for us to do what we do today, and takes us to that next level. Where general AI, as you can imagine, if it's on par with a human, probably puts some jobs at risks, okay? And then super AI is kind of the, run for the hills. Oh gosh, it's, what was it, Skynet from the Terminator, right? So we can see this evolution. But before you panic, just keep in mind, we're really at the narrow AI phase right now. Some people want to pretend like we're in general AI. We're not even close, right? You talk to a lot of the AI experts out there. It's a ways off. 20 years? I don't know. So before you start panicking and going down to your bunker, we have some time. So for today, let's focus on narrow AI and how Intellect AI can help your organization. Okay? So, Intellect AI. Well, our quality management system already does all these awesome things: improves efficiency, quality, reduces risks, saves money, and you can do more with less. And the best analogy for it is you got that turbo, you throw it into your engine, you have a faster car. And that's exactly what Intellect AI does. Now, like I've said, this is just the beginning. So what you see today is part of a 3-horizon approach. And we'll talk about that when we get to the roadmap. Okay? So let's discuss what we are going to what I'm going to show you in today's presentation. We're first going to create an SOP template, okay? And then we're going to draft the SOP. Okay, after that, we will submit it through document control. We will then use the integration with employee training to create a quiz. And then finally, we'll talk about Audit Assist. Now, 4 out of the 5 of these will be using Intellect AI. One of these, a little bit of movie magic. I'll explain that when we get there, so I appreciate you playing along. But the goal here today is actually show you a real-world application from beginning to end and beyond. All right, so with that, let's hop into Intellect. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so us older people can see it a lot better, and we will get started. So like I said, many of the folks joining today may not be familiar with Intellect, so let me reintroduce you or introduce you to it for the first time. This is our quality management solution that has all of these great applications built right into the system. Now, today we are going to focus on document control because typically that's the cornerstone of any quality management solution. All right. So as we can see in the upper right-hand corner, we have Intellect AI right there. We can go ahead and click on that, and it says, hey, welcome to Intellect AI. Ask me anything. And this is your opportunity to ask it for anything under the sun. And we have a few prompts here to help folks get started, such as, hey, I need to shoot an email to my team about the importance of ISO 9001, or help me draft an email about upcoming meetings, or anything else you might think of. But today, I'm going to ask it to go ahead and create me a template for ISO 9001 because I'm about ready to write my first SOP. Okay, so now I'm asking Intellect AI, it's going to go back to its robot friends and say, hey, let's go ahead and pull something together for Sean here so he has a foundation. So once they do that, it'll shoot it back here and I'll have an awesome template that I can use to create our SOP. And there it is. So it comes back, it gives me this great table of contents that I can use to draft my first SOP. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and I am going to paste it into my Word document here. And I have a fantastic starting point. So now we're on to step 2 that we talked about of today. And this is a little bit of that movie magic, because the last thing you want to do is watch me actually fill out an SOP. If that is your thing of fun, that's a concern. But for most of us, we probably don't want to watch anybody fill out an SOP. So here's that little bit of movie magic. You ready? And it's done. Perfect. How easy was that? So we have our SOP here all drafted right from the beginning of that template we got from Intellect AI. In fact, this is actually, well, it's an early draft, but it's a real one that we use internally because we eat our own dog food here. We use Intellect to drive our ISO standardization and processes from document control to employee training, change management, and everything else here. So we've got a fantastic document where it talks about our software development lifecycle and what we need to do for that. So let's go ahead and submit that via document control. We'll hop into our document control module. Again, this is the foundation of most quality management systems, and we will click on New Document. Now, keep in mind, this is my own personal site here, so I've configured this with our no-code drag-and-drop platform for exactly what I want. Most of our customers, they actually auto-fill these forms or have auto IDs. So for example here, I'm going to actually type in my document ID, but note that most folks actually have it auto-generated based on pre-existing parameters. So we'll do this. Perfect. And document name, we'll just call this Sean's SDLC. And the document type here is a procedure. Now, we're going to come back to description because I'm actually going to have Intellect AI write it for me, okay? We'll select our location, which is LA, and our department, which is development. Now, I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop in the document here, and I'm going to click on Save. And once I do that, you're going to see this awesome little icon here for AI. This means I can interact with that document. So it's going to ingest all that document contents, and it's going to automatically give me this awesome summary. So like I said before, we had that description. I could just copy and paste this in there, or I could ask it to shorten it to, let's say, 20 words or less. And it takes that, makes it even shorter and more concise. Perfect. Because it's got this idea of contextual knowledge where it can take that information and shorten it for us. Now, we are going to talk a lot more about what else we can do here with this. So don't worry, we're going to come back. But maybe to whet your appetite, we're actually going to have Intellect AI create our quiz questions for us. So hang on tight as we head to that step. So for now, I'll paste in my description and I will actually click on next step. Now, I am not going to bore us once again with going through all of the steps inside of document control. I'm going to use my superpowers to hop through several steps here. So we'll bypass collaboration, we'll bypass approval needed, and we'll click on submit. Now, once this is done, I'm going to hop into our visual workflow builder here, again, part of our no-code drag and drop technology. And I'm going to hop into that and I'm going to click on the next step so that we can keep moving forward. So once I submit this, I'll be able to jump several more steps and go right to the end where we approve the document and go into employee training. So we hop into the workflow, we click on finalize document, and we go to review final document. Now at this step, in a real world scenario, it would have gone through all the checks and balances from collaborating in our awesome real-time Word collaboration tool to make sure everything looks accurate and is approved and stamped. And then it goes to the final step to review and finalize it right here. So we'll set our review frequency to annually at 365. We have our hard copies, and we can also shoot an email out to anybody that we want. But we want to get back to Intellect AI. So let's go ahead and finalize this document and then use this as an opportunity to kick off our training. So one of the great things about Intellect that frankly has nothing to do with Intellect AI is the fact that everything is integrated, saving you time when you need to collaborate, such as integrating audits and NCRs and CAPAs and document control and employee training. So you'll see that here in just a second. So like we said, we've completed this document. It looks fantastic. And we're going to go ahead and train our population because that is so important that they're aware of these policies and procedures. So upon release, we want to train our folks. Now, at this step, I'm saying I just want to train on this document, and I could either come back later and do it. Maybe I'm going to go to lunch, or I could come back tomorrow. But today I want to actually continue and go ahead and jump right into creating that training course. So like I said, Intellect is fully integrated, so it's going to map in the data that already exists. Now on my training site here, I only have a couple fields mapped in, but most of our customers have a ton of things mapped in, saving you time and ensuring accuracy across the experience. But now we got to go ahead and create a quiz. I didn't write this document. I'm just submitting this on behalf of somebody. So I guess I could ask them to do it for me, or I could read the document, try it myself, or I can use Intellect AI to actually draft it for me. So again, it's going to ingest that entire document, and I can use one of these awesome prompts here for it to create a 5-question multiple choice quiz. It's going to look at the document, and it's going to come up with 5 recommended questions and answers. So there we go. We've got 5 questions. Now, I'm going to review it. I'm going to look at it. These are okay, but I want 3 more. So please. So I don't have to say, hey, in this document, can you give me 3 more multiple choice questions? it has that contextual knowledge to know I'm talking about multiple choice questions. So it automatically gives me 3 more right there with the answers at the bottom. And you know what? I like these 3. So let's go ahead and copy that to my clipboard. I'm going to paste it into my Word document off screen. And then we are going to actually create a quiz. Now, if I was going to be smart and use my time efficiently, what I would do is I would actually use the import feature. But so everybody can see how easy it is to add a question one at a time, we'll go ahead and do this manually. So I will add the question and the 4 possible answers. I understand this is a little bit like watching paint dry, and that's okay because I will be pretty quick and we'll move on to the next step. So once we have all of our questions and answers in here, I can actually click on Save to select the correct answer. And luckily, Intellect AI tells me exactly what it is, okay? And I know the answer is B. So I'll select the correct answer, and I will save and close. Now, like I said, I could use the import to save some time, or I could actually go ahead and just keep adding them manually as I went through. So as you saw so far, we went through 4 out of the 5 use case at record speed. So first off, we had Intellect AI create a template for us. Then we did a little movie magic there and completed that template. And then we used Intellect AI to help us write a description and then shorten the description even more concise. And then we just had Intellect AI create a quiz for us. Now let's talk about probably the thing that I'm most excited about is this whole idea of supporting you in your audits, okay? So real world, this just happened to me a couple weeks ago because we're going through our audit cycle right now. So I call her our audit or our ISO overlord. Her name's Traylon, and she was preparing me with a mock audit. So she reached out and said, Sean, let's grab 30 minutes. Let's do a mock audit in preparation. And I said, great, sounds fantastic. Let's do it. So she reached out and said, we're going to focus on software lifecycle. So I said, okay, no problem. So she said, all right, Sean, what is and how often do the teams release software? Well, I can use Intellect Search IQ, find that document because I know it's all about the SDLC, and use Intellect AI to help me answer these more accurately and faster. So just like before, it ingests all that information, and I can just ask the question right to Intellect AI. So how often do we release the software? It's going to look at the document and come back with the correct answer. So how I would answer this, because less is more with an ISO audit, I would say Intellect releases both monthly and quarterly. And then the next question Traylon asked me was, what's in the monthly and what's in the quarterly? Oh, no problem. Monthly ones are focused on bugs fixes and quarterly are focused on new features. Awesome. She had one more question for me and she said, well, what section is it in? Okay. I don't have to download the document. I don't have to do any of that. I can just click this and say, what section is it in Intellect AI? And it comes back right away and tells me it's in section 6.1 titled monthly and quarterly release process. So just like that, I had all the answers I needed for my mock audit, and I am ready to take on the real auditor when they get here. All right, so we just went through those 3 awesome use cases, and I want to talk a little bit about our roadmap, so not only what you saw today, but know where we're going in the future. Hop back over to the deck. There we go. And let's talk Intellect AI's roadmap. So like I alluded to earlier, we have a 3 horizons approach. The first one is what you saw today. Regulatory specific guidance, document specific integrations, and Audit Assist with Intellect AI. So all those great use cases today. Our next horizon is going to be a little bit deeper than that. It's going to be about machine learning for our data sets as well as predictive analytics, right? We want to be more proactive and less reactive. And so that's going to be coming out in about 3 to 6 months, very, very soon. We're working on it right now and excited about what that means. So you're going to be able to use our macro tools to build AI right into your applications. You're going to have predictive analytics to help you drive better decision making. And then our third horizon, which is a little bit further out, closer to about 12 to 18 months, is a much meatier concept and frankly more ambiguous, right? We definitely focused what we did in Horizon 1. You just saw it. We know what we want to do in Horizon 2, and we're doing it right now. And Horizon 3 is that kind of pie in the sky, that what do we want to do with that? Then the two leading causes or two leading ideas are all about auto configuration. So you could say, Intellect AI, create me an app about X, and it'll create that first foundation for you. Or Intellect AI, go ahead and run the initial validation on my apps, right? Two really solid use cases for it. And we're excited that we're heading in that direction. But again, set the expectation here. That's about 12 to 18 months from now. And as we learn more, we are going to share more with our team. All right, so we went through the use cases, we talked roadmap. Now you're thinking to yourself, Sean, what's this going to cost me? Okay, fair enough. So when we actually started this, we actually created a Tiger team internally, and we came up with the rules of engagement. And we said, there are three things we want to do. One, it's got to provide value. We don't want to just check the AI box, right? We want to provide value. And so what you saw today was exactly that. You can use it today to improve your quality program. Okay, the next thing is it's just got to be easy to use, right? Simple and easy to use. And you saw that right at the top of the screen. You can interact with it. All documents, document-specific context, you can use it there too. And then three, as we started to see this take shape, we said, you know what? We want this to be completely free for all of our current and future customers. So Intellect AI 1.0, everything you saw today is included as part of your subscription, okay? We see that this is going to add value to your quality management program, make you more efficient, higher quality, and just going to trickle down to your internal users and your customers, all that quality behind that. So it was really important that we wanted to give this to our awesome customers as well as our future customers. Now, don't get me wrong, we are going to continue to make enhancements and have premium features in the future, but today, everything you saw, go ahead and upgrade for free. All right. So with that, Raquel, please come back. I need a sip of water. Okay, and let's go into Q&A.
Yes, we will get to the Q&A in a minute. I can already see, a bunch of questions piling up in the Q&A. Before we begin, if you do have questions, please enter them into the Q&A portion of your Zoom panel, not in the chat, so we can see them. And while we wait for the rest of those questions to come in, for those of you that want to see more about Intellect AI or to explore how our QMS software can help your company do more with less, you can request a demo on our website at intellect.com. Or, right now, if you'd like, in the Q&A portion, you can just enter the word demo into the Q&A panel, and our team will reach out to you to get you scheduled. Also, I wanted to announce that our online conference, Innovate 2023, is coming next month on Thursday, November 9th. Our speakers will address what is to come in the world of quality, as well as what you can expect to see from Intellect in the coming year, including more about Intellect AI and other exciting product launches. All right, let's get into the Q&A. Some of them are very similar, so I'm going to try to group the ones that are fairly similar. The first question is the technology. What is the AI technology built upon?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. We partnered for this first version with OpenAI. Microsoft backed. We're a Microsoft company, and we like what we saw there. Now, the next phase, the 1.1, which will be coming out here very shortly, we not only want to make it easy for you, so for folks that just want to use it as is out of the box, go for it. But other folks want to do things like maybe they have their own provider, right? You can easily just use your own provider going forward. So maybe you're using AWS or Bard or one of the many other plethora of AI engines out there. In the next version, you'll be able to use your own if you have a corporate account or a different account as well.
Okay, we have several questions about the security. For instance, one person puts, when you use an AI model like ChatGPT, the information you enter is available to the model for use by anyone. So can you talk on the security of the AI integration?
Absolutely, and that's paramount, right? And that's exactly why we're adding that ability to put your own vendor in there, right? So it is, hey, you got it out of the box today. you train your folks, make sure they're not, sending IP or anything like that. You're going to really benefit from the OpenAI integration. But no, maybe you have your own enterprise account. Go ahead, you can plop that in there and you have full control over it. You just get to actually use the front end, and you get to pick your own engine there if you so choose.
Okay, thank you. How many documents can Intellect AI ingest from any particular client? Any limit on the size?
The short answer is yes. The long answer is in our testing, we used all of our real SOP documentation. We're talking hundreds of pages and never had an issue. I don't know the exact size, but it is quite large. It's not like, 10 pages or something like that. We're talking tens, if not hundreds of pages.
Okay. Another question. We store or control documents in SharePoint. Can this application be connected to SharePoint?
Very shortly, yes, it will be. Yes, that is part of our 1.1, yes.
Okay. Is this a closed system? And again, any data integrity concerns with the use of AI? You could just reiterate.
Right. Yes. So we have the partnership with OpenAI there. If you do not want to use the OpenAI partnership, you can always use your instance of your provider.
Okay, that's all. Let's see here. Can it produce links to specific documents? For instance, if I want to see the software input requirements document for the last releases.
Say that one more time, Raquel.
Can it produce links to specific documents? And the example they use is if I want to see the software input requirements document for the last 3 releases, as an example. So I guess
the way that was worded, no, but I think one thing I would say is between the AI and the Search IQ is using Search IQ would help with that. But definitely, reach out to me offline, whoever that might be, reach out. I'd love to learn more.
Okay. Where are your servers physically located for your AI systems within the US?
So again, we have our AWS instance, and we are partnered with OpenAI via the APIs.
What if I already have a validated doc and training systems? How will it interact? Is that an option?
So if you have a validated instance, we will be validating the release, which will then allow you to utilize the technology once we have that validated, which is typically once we release something, it's typically another 4 to 6 weeks afterwards that we'll have a validated instance.
Next question, and we have a few more minutes left. How do you select the reference documentation the AI will refer to be able to provide the results?
Awesome. So there's a couple ways to do that. One, every document that can utilize AI will have that little AI icon next to it. Looks, there you go. It's right there. And you'll be able to click that and it'll ingest it. Also in Search IQ, you'll see the AI icon there. And like we talked about a few questions ago, we will have it integrated with the SharePoint connector in the near future. So you'll see that little icon, and that means you can interact with that document.
Okay. Next question. For audit purposes, can you search if you don't know the document ID?
Yes. So Search IQ there, I did it because I was demoing. But what I probably would have done had I not been demoing is I would have been like, I think the title is SDLC. So I would have typed that in. And just like if you use SharePoint or any other indexing software, it's going to come back with the highly recommended ones. I'd find it, and then I'd be able to interact with the AI.
Okay. Can we opt out of AI connectivity if they want to?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we would never force this.
Okay. When is this available?
Oh, great question. So right now, the release date is October 22nd. October 22nd, there you go. Now, like I said, if you're a validated instance, it's usually about another 4 weeks after that for us to validate the entire platform release.
Okay. Let's see here. Next question. Can I use this as a way for general editing of Excel files? Example, uploading Excel not related to Intellect.com and using its iteration of data set to make changes.
I love that question. Not yet. Soon. That's in Horizon 2, right? We want to be able to take all that awesome data you have either in spreadsheets or in data sets and ingest that and like come up with recommendations. So very, very soon, but not today.
Okay. Can the system be used with Dynamic 365?
As long as the documents are inside of Intellect, yes, but we don't have anything integrated with Dynamic 365 at this time, like we do with SharePoint.
Okay. Let's see here. And I can answer a few more questions, and then, as we said before, feel free to reach out to us with more questions for more information. How does it translate static images embedded in our current documents?
That is a great question. So this first version, it does not. That is in Horizon 2, right? So we want to take those images and then be able to look at them and translate them so you can actually interact with them. Yes, great question. But yes, that's coming right down the pike.
Okay, wonderful. Can I convert SOP validation documents in PDF to Word or Excel?
No. So maybe we can get some clarity on that. But okay, hey, I have a final PDF document here, and I want to say, hey, Intellect AI, make that a Word document. Not today. But if you do need to do that offline, I think it's called ilovepdf.com or something like that. And that's what I use, and it's super easy to convert it from a PDF to Word or Excel.
Okay. And final question, we have some questions around how Intellect AI will integrate with other tools, like PLM tools or other tools that are outside of Intellect.
Yeah, that's definitely more part of that Horizon 3, the bigger how we have our connector strategy around that. So today it's the big takeaway for 1.0. What we have right now is as long as the document's inside of Intellect, right? Even if maybe you have a copy inside of your PLM or other, you're going to be able to use the tool. Now in the future, again, as we expand our connector strategy, that is absolutely a great idea. But today, document needs to be inside of Intellect.
Okay. All right, thank you, everyone. That's about all we have time for today. Again, for those of you who put in a demo in the Q&A panel, we will reach out to you to schedule you. If you have further questions, please reach out to us at intellect.com. Thank you, everyone, for participating.
And join us for Innovate. We're going to do our next level for that Horizon 2. We're going to show more of what's coming down the pike. So definitely come to that.
Yeah, and you can register at the link, and we'll provide the slide deck later on after this presentation. So you can directly link to Innovate registration. Thank you.
Thank you. See you, folks.